Well, 3 quarters in, so I felt like making this video as a reminder slash introduction for readers and potential readers, strangers watching the video for whatever reason. So I'll quickly be answering basic and important questions about my book so we can all have a bit of an understanding. The first question is, what is the book about? Well, it's a small poetry collection about the negative impact of life struggles on our mental health. I talk about the heavy emotions a person could experience after going through a lot of hardships alone and in silence. Basically, in most of the pieces, I try to highlight major symptoms of depression as I see the epidemic of the century. And in the rest of the pieces, I talk about some societal and professional abnormalities that are imposed yet widely accepted. The second question is, explain the title. Well, the book is titled I'm Breaking the Silence, the Stigma, and the Ban. And coming up with it was an attempt to answer the question, what do I hope to do with publishing my poems? So breaking the silence by talking about things that most of us don't feel comfortable talking about. Break the silence by encouraging people to heal loudly. And please don't pretend your way through life, and don't pretend to be okay if you're not. Break the Stigma is also an attempt to break free from judgments, making them and getting affected by them, and just saying that mental illnesses and disorders come in all shapes, sizes, and colors. There's no molding to that, unfortunately. And breaking the bank is just my way of telling you that you could do whatever you want with whatever that is available in hand. And I basically did this broke, but it's a personal investment that I'm really proud of, and it's totally worth it to do something because you want to and you can. And funny enough, I had another title prepared for the book. However, before getting my ISBN, I did a bit of a research and found that a poetry collection with the same title was published in 2023. So obviously I couldn't move forward with it. And the initial title was Trauma Dump. And no, it's not the typical meaning of the expression, rather saying that these emotions result from being the dump of people's trauma, of the people around you traumas, of the traumas to the traumas of the people around you, something like that. The following question is, what's the idea behind the back cover? Well, deciding how the back cover of my book would look like was the result of answering the question, what do I hope readers to do? Also, the result of not wanting to do a couple of things. So I did not want to summarize the book and write it there. I also did not want to add in a bio, which I ended up adding literally 2 minutes before printing. Also, the fact that I don't have other published works to list down. So I wrote the statement that could also be considered as an invitation, look inside. So simply look inside yourself and allow yourself to process and experience and express all the different emotions you feel, and maybe start looking inside the people around you and have more genuine and meaningful connections. The following question, number 4, is, why did I self-publish? Well, for so many reasons. To begin with, I'm a minimalist, and that is the option that made sense. Self-publishing allows me to have a direct connection with readers, which is something I want and something I genuinely appreciate. Also, low-key not having to deal with any potential restrictions from publishing houses. And finally, the ability to have a complete full experience of writing and publishing. And that was that. Thank you very much for watching. I'm not really sure how to wrap this up, but if you would like to get a copy or connect, find me here.